Whew. A little slippery. I lost my good beanie, my skull cap that I really like. So I'm wearing this one. It's a little small and tight. My big fat head. But so today I'm back at Black River. I just like coming here, I think, because I don't have to break ice and it's kind of nice. I don't have to, you can hear the ice breaking in front of me. So today, after I lose my breath, I'm going to talk a little bit about passive-aggressive behavior and where it comes from, and where I got mine from. And it's one of those things. It's a personality trait that we don't like. So I'm going to get wet and cold for a minute, and then when my breath comes back, I'll talk about it. Got a little bit more snow down here. I tell you one thing that was amazing today is that that sun was out nice and bright all day. So does amazing things for the mood. If you're from Northeast Ohio or a climate like it, you know how important that sun is, especially a day like yesterday where we were, it almost looked like half sunset all day. But anyway, today I want to talk a little bit about passive aggressiveness, and I'm going to speak about my mother a little bit. And it's not to speak bad of her. It's just to talk about what we do to other people and what we can cause and things of that nature. So when I was a kid, I was second in line of four. I have an older sister and two younger sisters. My older sister took a hell of a brunt of our childhood. She kind of raised the four of us. My mom would typically lay in bed most of the day and get up and then watch soap operas at lunchtime. She wasn't one to cook or clean or anything, and that's fine. But she was also, there was some mental abuse, and it stemmed from her childhood. So, but I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the things you can see in the narrative. My mom was extremely lazy, and so what she would do is she would stomp her feet on the ground when she wanted her shoes on or off, and I just gave two examples in there about the Lipton iced tea. She would buy these big things of Lipton iced tea mix. It was a Lipton lemon iced tea, and we weren't allowed to drink it, and we would make hers all day. And she would hold her glass up like this and rattle. If there was ice in there, she'd rattle the ice. And I would always, I was such a fucker. I would ignore her for eternity until she would finally, I would make her say something. And if she didn't, I would take her glass and I would take it into the kitchen. I would put it down and come back without the tea. And she would be like, "Where's my tea?" And that was my passive aggressive way of winning. So then I would make her tea. And the first time I would make it, I did this every single time, I'd make it extremely weak. And she would get pissed and send me back. And then I would make it extremely strong. And that was my game. The same thing with her shoes. I would always tie one really tight and leave one really loose. And that was my passive aggressive behavior that I was being taught. And I didn't know I was being taught it, but I was finding a way to win. And that's what happens when we put people in situations, or we find ourselves in situations where we feel like we can't win. And sometimes winning isn't necessarily an adversarial thing. So I talked a little bit about some of the things my mom would do. I grew up in a trailer. Actually, I grew up in two trailers. It wasn't a double wide, but we made it a double wide. My dad we had a fucking piece of shit trailer in the middle of this cow pasture field. There wasn't a tree in sight in Central Florida. No breeze, hot as balls, and tons of humidity. A metal trailer with no air conditioning. It was sweet. And my dad got this condemned trailer and pulled it next to the shitty trailer that we already had, and basically just lined the doors up. So that was our double wide. But my mom would lay on the couch at night, and it would be 11, even midnight, and she would start yelling. And back then I went by my middle name, Jeff. And she'd start yelling Jeff to the top of her lungs. And the walls in a trailer are paper thin. My bedroom happened to be right next to the living room. And I would just ignore her until like she would be crazy yelling. And finally I would come out, and what she wanted was for me to turn the channel on the television, because back then we had those click, 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 clicks, you know, the UHF and the VHF turn dials. We didn't have remote back then. So so I would just literally, that was my passive aggressive way of winning. And I would do that with almost everything growing up, because we were in a position where we weren't allowed to talk back. Anything that we said was considered talking back. So I would do these things to win and to get over, because I was in that weak and powerless situation. So I just wanted to talk about that, because I've seen some situations, I've been in situations where someone feels weak or feels like they don't have the power to stand up to something. Hey, Dale, what's up, buddy? So they kind of come at you with this passive aggressive route. Now, when I went in the Marine Corps, I got accused maybe of going the aggressive route a few times. And I would like to say I haven't been in a fist fight in a decade. And I could say that up until, I think, December 7th. But I had to, I started the clock over on December 7th. So, my bad. But it's one of those things where I would rather come at you with the aggressive nature of who I am, and offend you that way, than do something underhanded or passive aggressive. And my whole point today was thinking about, like, how did I overcome those challenges? And one thing is having some confidence in what you believe in, and your morals, and your, having those type of victories. You don't have to be the stronger person necessarily physically or even intellectually or mentally. It's about believing in what you're doing. So, man, this ice is so cool. It's cracking all around me. But anyway, so that was that point. And then I did have some other funny stories about my mom, but I'm going to save them. And I'll save maybe the fight story will come out one day. It can't come out right now because it's too fresh, and yeah, it's not a good thing. But anyway, I am at Bluebell Park, Bluebell Nature Preserve. This place is phenomenal. I'm going to catch a really cool sunset. I think we're going to get some color up there. I did bring my bag today, so I'm not naked. I was going to mention that the last video I did, I forgot my bag on the porch at the house, and I got in the water, and I figure if someone's going to come out here and yell at me for being naked, come on, because I'm about a mile into the woods before you get to the river here, and nobody could see me. So I was wearing my beanie and my gloves, and that's it. So anyway, today I don't have that problem. I have my shorts. I'm going to get out of here in a few minutes. I don't know how long I've been in today. 21 degrees air temperature. I got in a little bit early so I could get back up to the truck hopefully and catch the sunset. But days are getting a little bit longer. I'm noticing that I can get out here about the same time and catch a lot more sunlight, so that's a good thing. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. That's my take on passive aggressiveness, and kind of why no, Dale, I'm not going under, dude. I don't want to die. So that was my take anyway. So you guys have a great day, and I will catch you tomorrow.